Hello and welcome. This is Business Now, reaching you live from iBrandTV News Studio in Lagos. Coming up, Central Bank Governor announces a new foreign exchange bidding regime. 243 firms jostle for CBN's multi-billion naira loan scheme. Jaguar Land Rover loses $12 million in 3 months. US-based cruise major Royal Caribbean International takes delivery of the world's largest cruise ship. Have you joined us on Business Now? I am Perpetua Fasami Peter. Now the news in detail. We begin from Abuja, where President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, said ministries, departments and agencies of the federal government could generate and remit 3 trillion naira annually to the coffers if wasteful spending was stopped. Lawan stated this while declaring open an interactive session with revenue-generating MDAs in Abuja on Monday. The session was themed the need to improve internally generated revenue of the federal government of Nigeria and revenue projections of the agencies as contained in the Appropriation Act 2022. The Controller General of the NCS, Colonel Hamid Ali, while giving his remarks, however, faulted the Finance Act at the event. Ali said, and I quote, "When the law was signed, it did not state clearly the extent and scope of the taxes and levies in question. We are aware that the taxes and levies under the responsibilities of the FIRS are income tax, personal income tax, capital gain tax, value-added tax, and so on. However, the amendment is so wide and open that we in the Nigeria Customs Service took it that it had hindered our ability to collect levies and other collections," end of quote. Recently, President Muhammadu Buhari expressed worry over the insertion of 6,576 projects into the 2022 budget. While signing the 17.1 trillion naira 2022 appropriation bill into law, President Muhammadu Buhari lamented how the lawmakers adjusted the budget. The president said it was not just that the lawmakers made insertions and worrisome changes to the budget. Most of the projects inserted relate to matters that are basically the responsibilities of state and local governments and do not appear to have been properly conceptualized, designed and costed. In an exclusive interview with iBrandTV, the Minister of State for Budget and National Planning, Prince Clem Agba, however, provided his thought on this development.
The confusion is there, and the executive believes that it's the prerogative of the executive to determine what should be done, because it's the executive that actually goes out campaigning to say, I will provide this and I will provide it. And the legislature, as we know, are supposed to be wrong. But in the case where the legislature believes that it's also their responsibility, we need the courts to be able to, and that's why you have that third arm of government. Someone needs to take it to so that we will have a legal interpretation of what it should be.
Aviation Industry Regulator, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, is considering a major review of domestic airlines operating license fees and other charges in order to ensure its bills are in tandem with current realities and what obtains in other countries. The Director General, NCAA, Captain Nuhu Musa, made the disclosure in Lagos. He said the regulator was subsiding the industry considering how low its charges had remained over the years, pointing out that it was imperative to embark on a major upward review of the charges. According to him, the agency does not benefit from allocations and it is not out of place to ensure proper charges are given. The Central Bank of Nigeria has disbursed a total of 23.2 billion naira to 28 firms whose projects satisfy the Apex Bank's criteria for 100 for 100 policy for production and productivity. CBN stated that this was after 243 firms submitted applications with projects valued at 321.06 billion naira for the 100 by 100 loan scheme. The CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele, disclosed this in Abuja on Monday while presenting the checks to the beneficiary companies through 7 participating financial institutions. The companies comprise 14 manufacturing firms, 12 agricultural companies, and 2 healthcare firms. The PPP is CBN's policy initiative unveiled last year at the launch of the naira initiative to accelerate manufacturing output and promote further diversification of the nation's economy to enable faster growth of non-oil exports. Analyst has tasked the CBN to ensure strict compliance to the new bank charges as directed by the Apex Bank. Adewale Jostle, a business development consultant, while commending the Apex Bank for the reduction in the cost of transactions, said proper monitoring mechanism will ensure commercial banks comply with the new directives without a breach or default. Adewale Jostle spoke earlier on a flagship business breakfast.
The consequence was ruled out alongside the directives, but monitoring and enforcement. You see, like I do say, I did banking as an internal controller 15 years. Something very unique with internal control is that you churn out the policies and you follow up compliance. So it was not just the CBN giving out the charges, the directives and the guidelines, but the ability and mechanism of following up. If I may share something with you, does the CBN, as we are speaking, have a mechanism to pull complaints by customers with respect to the directives for new charges? And if there was, because I am not aware there is any, if there used to be, did the CBN follow up with the respective non-compliant banks? So you will see the trouble here is not the directives, it is the compliance spirit. The monitoring mechanism. Does the CBN have a means of monitoring? And the other aspect, is there a pool or is there a trail between the Nigerian bank audience and the regulator? The CBN is the regulator here. Now, the banking audience, the customers, is there a route? Is there a chart?
Like
is there a tunnel? Yeah. Through which the satisfied customers can get to the CBN?
A new foreign exchange forex bidding regime that will give priority to local manufacturers and stimulate job creation is underway, Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele said yesterday. Emefiele, who spoke in Abuja at the launch of the 100 for 100 Policy for Production and Productivity, PPP, said the new forex bidding regime will be market-driven and intended to support companies that accord utmost priority for local production and job creation drive. He said the mission of Central Bank of Nigeria through the 100 for 100 PPP initiative is to ensure that priority is accorded to companies that display verifiable progress in import substitution and job creation drive, saying the bank will continue to provide all the needed support, both in naira and dollars, specifically for the importation of plants and equipment to actualize these investments. The Series 1 offer for sale shares of 575 million shares held by MTN Group in MTN Nigeria to Nigerian investors has been oversubscribed by 139%. This was disclosed by the telecoms company in a press release issued on Tuesday, February 1, 2022, and signed by the company's secretary, Uto Upana. The disclosure revealed that the offer was oversubscribed by 139%, with valid applications for a total of 801.97 million units, leading to the activation of the approved 15% oversubscription clause of an additional 86.25 million units of shares. As Bitcoin edges closer to the $40,000 trading zone, we are seeing notable rallies in the altcoin market. In the last 24 hours, the altcoin market capitalization has regained its trillion-dollar status as it rallied from approximately $967 billion to currently standing at $1.04 trillion as of the time of this writing, representing a 7.56% gain. The cryptocurrency market is at an impasse as many traders view Bitcoin's price decline in January as a sign that a cryptocurrency bear market is beginning. Yet, there is increasing news of adoption and multi-million-dollar financing rounds, which continue to make headlines on a regular basis. As Bitcoin trades towards the $40,000 trading zone, analysts are highlighting the current price action as a possible buy zone, and this bullish sentiment is also spilling into the altcoin market. The exchange rate between the naira and the US dollar closed at 415 0.33 naira per dollar at the investors and exporters I and E window where forex is traded officially. Naira gained against the US dollar on Monday to start the week with a 0.16% appreciation to close at 415.33 kobo per dollar compared to 416 naira per dollar recorded as of the close of trading activities on Friday, 28th January 2022. This represents the highest level of the local currency against the US dollar so far in the year 2022. Similarly, the exchange rate at the peer-to-peer, that's P2P market, depreciated marginally by 0.263% to trade at 571 naira 5 kobo per dollar on Tuesday morning compared to 570 naira per dollar in the previous trading day. And still to come, over 1 billion Kenyan shillings mysteriously paid to the National Intelligence Service. Details and more business news after this commercial break. Stay with us.
Most people don't understand the magic of a perfect skin, the allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. And it's Blemiviv Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiviv family.
Back from the continental scene, Democratic Republic of Congo President Felix Tshisekedi on Monday launched the construction of the country's first deep-water port, a $1.2 billion project that has drawn criticism for being built on the edge of a protected wetland. Another port to be built by Dubai's port giant will border Congo's Mangrove Marine Park, a nature reserve that contains a variety of vulnerable or endangered plant and animal species. The port at Banana, a sandy spit of land at the mouth of Congo River, will process 322,000 containers per year, Congolese Minister of Industry Julien Paluku said on Twitter, posting a picture of Tshisekedi laying the first stone of the project. Land Principal Secretary Nicholas Maraguri on Monday skipped a parliamentary meeting over 1 billion shillings that was mysteriously paid to the National Intelligence Service for an electronic land system that President Uhuru Kenyatta launched in April last year. Dr. Maraguri was scheduled to face the National Assembly's Public Accounts Committee, PAC, to provide a detailed breakdown of how the 1 billion shilling of taxpayers' cash was spent. This is after Auditor General Nancy Gathunga revealed in an audit that the spy agency failed to provide details of its role in the development of the Digital Land Information Management System, LIMS, aimed to bring efficiency and transparency to the land sector in the country. And now from the international scene, Jaguar Land Rover lost $12 million in the last 3 months of 2021 amid a global computer chip shortage. The UK car market saw its retail sales fall 37.6% compared to a year earlier as it sold 80,126 vehicles in a quarter to the end of December. Despite that fall in production, the company saw revenue of €4.7 billion, up 22% on the previous quarter. Manufacturers around the world have been hit hard as they struggle to secure supplies of semiconductors. However, the company also warned that it expects the chip shortage to continue throughout this year, but expects supplies to gradually improve. U.S.-based cruise major Royal Caribbean International has taken delivery of Wonder of the Seas, the world's largest cruise ship, after 3 years of construction. A traditional flag-changing ceremony took place in Marseille, France on 27 January with shipyard partner Charters de l'Atlantic. The vessel, which can accommodate up to 7,000 passengers, is the fifth ship in the company's Oasis class and is scheduled to begin sailing on 4th March this year. Michael Bailey, President and CEO of Royal Caribbean International, said taking delivery of Wonder of the Seas is the combination of 30 months of ingenuity and partnership across more than 2,000 committed crew members and workers. World stocks looked set to leave a volatile January in the past on Tuesday, starting a new month on firmer ground as a slew of reassuring comments from Federal Reserve officials helped calm rate hike jitters. A pan-European equity index opened more than 1% higher. U.S. stock futures rallied and Japan's blue chip nickel rose 0.3%, buoyed by Wall Street's overnight gains. Indeed, U.S. stocks closed higher on Monday, led by a 3.5% rise for the tech-heavy Nasdaq. It meant the Nasdaq ended January on a strong note after narrowly avoiding its worst ever start to the year. The S&P 500, meanwhile, recorded its weakest January performance since 2009. And coming up now is sports business.
Premier League clubs completed the second highest spending January in history with total of £302 million spent as Tottenham Hotspur made the biggest moves on deadline day. A total of 12 Premier League transfers on deadline day took spending to the highest total since 2018's £430 million as clubs appear to have recovered from the effects COVID had on finances. The total expenditure was £218.7 million higher than last winter's total and produced a £143.2 million net spend after teams recouped around £159 million on player sales. Premier League clubs' net spending of £180 million is the highest since the January transfer window was introduced in 2003. Liverpool signed the most expensive recruits during the window, with Luis Diaz costing £49 million, while Newcastle United emerged as the window's most spendthrift club with a £93 million spree. Everton came closest to matching the Magpies with their £56 million, while Liverpool were the third biggest spenders with £49 million, followed by Aston Villa on £23 million, Tottenham Hotspur with £20 million, Manchester City with £14.2 million, Brighton Hove Albion with £14 million, and Burnley with £12 million. Crystal Palace, Wolves and Watford were among a band of 3 frugal teams spending £10 million or less. However, 9 teams refrained from spending a penny. And still talking football, the English Football Association has announced there will be a significant increase in prize money for the Women's FA Cup next season after criticism of the disparity in financial rewards with the men's competition. The prize money for winning this season's men's FA Cup final is £1.8 million, with £900,000 for the runners-up. For the women's competition, the winner gets £25,000, while the runner-up goes home with £15,000. Chelsea's manager, in my eyes, whose side won the 2020-2021 edition, was this week quoted by a number of national newspapers as saying the disparity was completely unacceptable. In a British parliamentary debate on women's football on the 26th of January, Alison McGovern, the MP for Wirral South, said there was absolutely no objective justification for that incredible disparity in prize money. The FA disclosed it has invested over £50 million into its initial game plan for growth strategy, which doubled female participation, delivered professional and semi-professional women's football, and a successful England team. And finally, on sports business at this hour, Queensbury Promotions have secured the bout between Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte with a $41 million prize purse, which will be split between the two fighters and heavily favored to Fury. Both that figure and Matchroom's $32.2 million bid, which came in second, are the two highest purse offers in WBC history. Should the fight go ahead as expected, it will be the biggest purse ever contested in boxing. The fight must take place by 29th April, with the fighters to earn additional revenue from the pay-per-view sales, while Queensbury's deal with BT Sport means the pay TV network will likely offer the fight via its box office service in the United Kingdom. Cardiff's Principality Stadium is the likely venue being considered at present, with an official venue and date soon to be announced. And that's it on Sports Business. I'm Samson Oloide.
Thank you, Samson Oloide. Moving on to entertainment. Sony Interactive Entertainment will acquire Bungie Incorporated, the original creator of the Halo video game and developer of Destiny, in a deal valued at $3.6 billion, making it the latest in a wave of consolidation sweeping the gaming sector. Bungie will join Sony's PlayStation family, the U.S. company said in a blog post, as the Japanese conglomerate strengthens its network of in-house gaming studios behind hits such as Spider-Man to take on cash-rich rivals. Bungie now plans to hire more talent across the studio for Destiny 2, a video game previously published by Activision Blizzard. Italian luxury group Dolce & Gabbana will stop using foreign all its collections from this year, the fashion brand said on Monday in a joint statement with Animal Rights Association, Humane Society International. The label will switch to Eco-4 garments and accessories while continuing to collaborate with master furriers to preserve jobs and know-how. In a push to appeal to younger customers who are increasingly sensitive to ethical and environmental issues, many brands have already committed to banning animal fur. And that's all on Business Now. Thanks for watching. I am Perpetua Fasomi Peter. To enjoy the rest of the day. Bye for now.